Yeah, Bobby Higginbottom is big into pickleball, and that's what he was doing here at the John T. Rhodes Sports Center when his heart stopped a couple of weeks ago. Tonight, he and his wife are not only thankful for the quick actions that saved his life, but they also have a whole new meaning of what it means to truly live.
I was playing pickleball at the Sports Center in Myrtle Beach. I played a few games, and then I went to go and just sit down. I had my head back and my mouth open like that.
Bobby Higginbottom had no pulse when friends found him.
He was leaning back with his mouth wide open and was white as a ghost.
Thomas Gohl, a retired firefighter and EMT, one of 3 that began CPR, grabbed the automated external defibrillator and brought Bobby back to life.
And when I got finished, I called my wife and told her the story, and I started crying on the phone. It finally caught up with me.
A heart attack that came on fast, followed by a much longer fight in the ICU. He was alive but breathing through a plastic tube with fluctuating blood pressure, and his wife discussing surgery.
And one of the doctors told me to have his sons fly down from New England, so it was really rough.
Elizabeth Higginbottom says she still can't believe this moment. Bobby at home, recovering. 4 doctors told her if it wasn't for the AED, this moment would not be happening. Can you imagine your life without him?
No.
Back at home with a fresh idea of what it means to live.
In the present, a little bit more, instead of looking down the road. You know, I've got 3 grandkids, you know, to take care of and to love.
Thankful the cold weather changed his plans to play at the sports center that day instead of another outdoor court.
That saved his life, I believe, because those 3 guys were there that knew what to do.
Thankful for their sports community.
We didn't know any of the people that saved my life, you know, and there they are, you know, pickleball community right there.
And thankful to be brought back to life. That pickleball community is very close to Bobby's heart. He says friends have already texted him saying get better soon so they could beat him in a game again. Bobby says he's able to play in September and he's counting down the days until then. Live in Myrtle Beach, Simon Williams, ABC 15 News.
Yeah, it's friendship right there. Thank you, Simon. We caught up with the Myrtle Beach Fire Department today to actually learn more about those devices. It's Lieutenant Jonathan Evans who says they're in nearly every public building you can think of, and many people walk by them every day without even noticing. He says there's no training to know how to use them, but they are designed to be very easy to use, and an electronic voice walks you through every step. If someone has lost a pulse, he says you need to act fast before first responders get there.
It shows you pictures on there where to put the pads, so that way you have them in the right place, and it kind of walks you through the whole thing. So unless you go through a CPR class, you know, you probably won't get AED training by itself, but again, the good thing is really just knowing where they are, and once you do that, you turn them on, they kind of talks you through the rest of it.
He says chest compressions and CPR are also crucial, and signing up for a training class could save a life just like it did for Bobby.
An idea of progress seen this year. Carvers Bay Middle School, the 8th graders there, they struggled with being below grade level in reading and math in August and September. Seeing these big red numbers here. Well, by winter time, so by December, they cut down those numbers. A double digit, in fact, being 2 or above grade level across the district. Georgetown County officials say it's happening thanks to a new program and a new way of thinking.
What is the point of evidence? Why do we use evidence?
Leaders say what was the standard of learning across Georgetown County wasn't really working.
We were not seeing the gains that we had hoped.
After roughly 8 years of standards-based instruction, the county, including administrators at Carvers Bay Middle School, made a change.
The kids are actually getting individualized lessons.
It's all facilitated through iReady, a program based on the student and what they can comprehend.
If you have a child coming in from 5th grade who's on a 3rd grade level and you're teaching on grade level, they don't have the skill to access exactly what we're about.
Principal Lee Glover and other school officials jumped into the unknown in 2019, launching the program, but then came COVID.
I would say our data was probably skewed a bit due to the pandemic.
Still trying to help students grow and meet grade level learning.
What's one of the parts of an argumentative essay?
The district announced headway finally this past school year.
We are seeing a big-time bounce back.
The district reports students met or exceeded typical growth in math and reading by more than 100%. Glover says Carvers Bay cut down the amount of learners below grade level and increased the amount of kids above grade level.
The teachers are really using the data from the program to hyper-focus on the students.
The same can be said for the pupil. For 8th grader Addison Cribb, the data only fuels her determination.
It's made me want to try a lot harder on the diagnostics because when I see my score is getting higher, it motivates me to try harder the next time.
And school officials report despite the pandemic, 21% of GCSD students went from being a grade level behind to meeting or exceeding their current grade level. February 1st has come and gone, and the Liberty Steel Mill is back in operation here in Georgetown. They've revamped their heating of steel products down to these wire rods, and the feedback from the industry, I'm told, has been very positive, but that doesn't mean the same feedback positivity is coming from City Hall. Back to work for more than 60 steelworkers in Georgetown.
Liberty Steel is here to stay.
James Sanderson with the Steelworkers Union and plant manager Dwayne Newton allowed us exclusive access on site. Workers are turning this steel millet into wire rods. Plant officials say it can support countless industries.
If you look at your charcoal grills, if you look at the guitar strings, you look at nails, welding rod, you look at the wide variety of items that uses steel, Liberty is right there with them.
Newton and Sanderson both say demand is picking up, as are orders.
Our product is in demand, and I think the overwhelming tons that you're going to start seeing produced here will speak volumes.
But while the heat is on within the rotting mill, it's also being felt outside of Hazard Street. City officials wasted no time getting access to the facility to see what operations look like.
We did have it inspected, and the inspection report has been provided to the zoning administrator and the findings, and we should hear the zoning administrator's opinion in the next several days.
The mayor and them are going to look at the zoning administrator for if you guys are doing what the zoning says.
I feel very confident. I feel very confident that Liberty Steel is in compliance with the zoning ordinance, and the key to the zoning ordinance is abandonment. We have never abandoned this facility.
Sanderson believes the mill will continue to meet the mark and keep working. He says now that they've done their part, local officials should follow through with a nearly decade-old endeavor.
They should better utilize that money and try to go out and find a better way to find a dredging solution for our port.
The mayor tells me they expect to have input from the zoning administrator by the end of February. As for the mill, they tell me if everything stays the same, they plan to bust out roughly 10,000 tons of wire rod monthly to meet demand.